Babize bonke sigcwale ngediski. The rivalry continues as Mamelodi Sundowns clash with Orlando Pirates once again in a highly anticipated affair. After a series of humiliations at the hands of Masandawana, the Buccaneers have a bone to pick. It's up to Ezga Makepula to stop the Mamelodi winning machine, who are on a record-breaking winning streak. It's a must-watch. Get a DSTV decoder for $6.99, including installation, and be part of the action. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates. Watch it live on SuperSport on DSTV Compact. iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. TS Galaxy nil, Kaizer shifts nil. The last thing we want to do is to be in front of a camera and talk about the nil-nil. We'll say xaxaxaphana pha siphicotha kodwa ke sawukhawuleza sidlule kulo nto leyo. Iqanda macala Tso Vilakazi owayesakuba ngumdlali wapha ngaphambili kwi-Orlando Pirates neMamelodi Sundowns nebafana nangapha eDenmark. Ubona njani umdlalo Tso?
Mseke kunjani mfethu?
Yes sir.
Angibulise wena, ngibulise uJustice, ngibulise uDrake, ngibulise uMachaka, ngibulise uJunior. Nginibulise nani emakhaya, ngicela support njalo la kuDiskiTV. Ngizobeka nje njalo ngijike futhi.
Le album le inama feature. We are featuring DJ Khaled. People so drop a mixtape inama features. There you go.
Okay.
There's Tso Vilakazi Junior. One day you will see yourself, or one day you will search for the videos. Ukraine Donam.
Young friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the visit. You can go now. There you go. What do you make of the game, sir?
Msekewu. Okokuqala ngicela ukuthi players they need to respect. There's people that are working more than 48 hours to get that money to go and watch them. That's one thing that I'm asking, because really what we saw, I don't think those supporters, they deserve what they've seen in the game. And please, man, I mean, you can't play for Chiefs and then uzodlala into edlalayo. No. These boys, they need to respect. In all the departments from the Chiefs side, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Mr. Nkewu, I always say, one thing I love about this game, especially as a coach, there's questions, there's answers. Immediately comes the red card. Iyakubonisa ukuthi uyazi now ukuthi what's going to happen.
Instinctively.
From them, stolen red card, they need to reshuffle to do what? Mr. The coach ukwazile ukuthi okay, here's a question, then let me come with an answer. I'm disappointed. Really disappointed. Ngishilo mina nge-half time ngathi I will play uSayile, but I'm not going to play Mr. Striker. I saw him ukuthi he's good from the side. So one thing that I will do is I was going to take out Udoli. Lo I'm keeping late engasasize next. Bengizofaka nomfana omncane we-striker. You know, Mr. Nkewu, when you've got experienced guys supporting the young ones, then that's better than looking at the young ones initiating things. When you've got experienced players, then it's something different.
Yeah. You know, you remember the first loss this season, yes, Sundowns was against?
Yeah, TS
Galaxy, there you go. When they got a red card, the TS Galaxy,
yeah.
I actually had flashbacks of that game, because that game that they won against Sundowns, it required them to reinforce. It required everyone, all of them, Abombata, everyone had to do double work. Tso Vilakazi, everyone had to be behind the ball, particularly, especially when they scored. I remember that game and I thought to myself, these guys are capable of actually reinforcing, and every man behind the ball. So I have to compliment them today. And coaching people to defend is not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's not the most difficult in the world. All you tell them is that keep it disciplined, keep it shape. They were not stretched today. They were not made to make tackle. You know those tackles you used to tell me, Uguti, for you to tackle in the box, something went wrong, because you you must be standing up. They were not made to make those last-ditch tackles today.
That's why I'm worried in the Chiefs. These players, they need to respect supporters, because Mr. Nkewu, the keeper at TS Galaxy didn't do anything today. Nothing. I think there's one save in the first half. Other than that, ayikho enye into. Amabhola, abantu bayoleta phezulu uyabamba. And you know, Mr. Keo, I don't know. Maybe you're watching a different game, Tina. But the funny part is that the coach at Tso Vilakazi, he was watching the very same game that we were watching. You could see how much change is working. It's like, okay, I'm 1 man down. You know what? Let me just keep it nice and simple here at the back. Now, instead of us playing going forward, we'd rather sit. Let's come and sit here. Let's close the spaces. Let's frustrate them and make sure that we force them to go wide. And that's what the Chiefs did. Instead of Chiefs now, you're going to okay. Red card. Obviously, they the move. Let me put a striker. Let me put that young boy. And you know, you must always come up with a plan. Mr. Keo, put that boy, put two just behind the boy. Uguti, you're forcing what? You're going to force the two defensive midfielders, Tso Vilakazi, to pick up Lab. Now what they're doing, they're going to close the field. But if you field the guy, then that's only going to play, use the width, then you get the balls between the keeper and the defense. But they make it so simple. But not even Nogoti, they make it so simple. It's because of also the Tso Vilakazi coach. Well done, coach. You know, it's rare to see our coaches in South Africa to respond like this in our league because they take time. It came in the pen because look, what to answer questions when Batola a red card. They've got one striker, Tso Vilakazi. You still have 3 defenders. You've got 2 defensive midfielders. Who are they picking? Minus those people. 8 numbers there. You put 2 there, put a striker there. You've got width there. You've got 2 midfielders that are gonna come and attack. You're gonna force them. You need to be smart. Force them to be compact. Bangene pakati, but because once you fire it 3 the triangle, then you're forcing them to do what? To come closer. As soon as they come closer, now they open the width. Then you put those balls, diagonal. Then same time between keeper and the defense, then something was going to happen.
Yeah, last one. So you mentioned something important at the beginning of this video. You said these players do not respect the fans. How can they play like this? And in my head, I'm thinking, what does a player do when he's not good enough to do something that you want them to do? So in as much as bayafuna ukuhlonishwa abalandeli bayalifuna udumo lokuhlonishwa abalandeli mara some of them are not good enough. You know, when you look at Usitebe, he's so terrified of passing the ball. I even made a reference of what I saw with you when I was watching some of the highlights back. Uguti, you take the ball from the D-line where Anontaba Mngomeni in the BP top 8. You take the ball from the D-line, you itata, and you attack the space until you get to the center. And you make a pass forward, whether 18 that area or wide. You use all of those options. Mara, what if you are Usitebe and Yusuf Mart and you are not good enough to make a forward pass? They are not. They are terrified. That's why they take long range shot, because it's an easier option. Because if I pass, I'm not good enough to find a man in isolation than the troopers.
Yeah, that's sad, Mr. Nkeo, because a big team like Kaizer Chiefs, they don't have to have such players. You can't. For me, they need to respect, because now fielding, they need to raise their hand. You know what? At least in our logo. But at this point, they don't show anything. You know, all the decisions about Tata Yoguti, at least say something. At least say something. That's not what we want. We want you to initiate things, make things happen. You can't play for Chiefs and then you against the team short you and go no plan no yazin asuzameni nama 1-2 lana anything can happen. No. This boy is for me now. But again, Mr. Nkeo, I can blame the players, but it doesn't start with players. It's number 1, start with the coach. 2, let's say from office in, because if the coach says Mfuna justice and then I'm told justice, who to blame? Should I blame justice? I can't.
Right. There you go. That's Kaizer Chiefs 0, Tso Vilakazi 0. It's weird that we're so passionate about this game, but it was 0-0. This game was actually made special by the fans. There was a general lack of quality, incomplete passes. Yeah, but like even no shoot, and it's the most difficult thing in the world, just to find someone in the box and shoot and make something happen. There was a general lack of quality in this game. It was just made interesting by the fans and the red card as well. If these teams were 11 versus 11, it was actually going to be one of the most boring second halves, because these guys were already saying by their halftime videos, Uguti, it's going to be a draw. And that was still 11v11. That's how much of a lack of quality. Incomplete passes, incomplete action, incomplete thought. It is iDiskiTV, iDiski Times, Sports Betting.